patrons of the Ultra-Lux are questioning whether it's...
Hey, no one but Emeritus are allowed to carry guns into Gomorrah. Check your weapons with me. You sure you want it to go down this way? You're gonna have every Omerta in this place jumping down your throat. All right, this is going to be fun.
That's some shit right there.
Earlier this month, I decided to give Fallout New Vegas a second playthrough. Chalk it up to the winter slump or maybe my disappointment with several other games that I played from last year. I think what I really wanted was to get lost in a big open world with interesting things to do and see. Regardless of the cause, I'm glad in the end that I gave FNV another go. The big open world Fallout New Vegas offers has always been my biggest incentive to play these types of games. This same world serves as FNV's biggest strength and weakness. With that said, let's talk about the type of gamers who will enjoy and potentially be disappointed by Fallout New Vegas. On the positive side, we'll start with explorers. As I pointed out a few seconds ago, Fallout New Vegas boasts a fairly large world for you to explore. There are great sights to see, powerful weapons, and other loot to be found, and an interesting cast of characters to engage. Unfortunately, much of the world outside of towns and other key locations is void of activity. This made long treks across the wasteland a chore to deal with at times. Bookworms. This Bethesdian collaboration doesn't deviate from the same story formula Bethesda's been using for years. Instead of focusing on telling an epic linear story, they allow the world and its characters to hook you with their various subplots. These subplots are typically more memorable than the main storyline. Fallout New Vegas' choice not to deviate from this formula works in their favor. I mean, what could be more interesting than having a club owner commission you as a pimp to go out and find unique escorts for clients with strange fetishes?
Huh. I'm not saying. It's part of my mystique, after all.
Builders. Aside from the sparse options for choosing how your character looks, Fallout New Vegas gives you many options for leveling and developing your avatar. Do you want to be a smooth-talking explosives expert, or maybe a sharp-shooting merchant? Or would you like to run through the game buck naked using nothing but your fists? New Vegas gives you a multitude of options to create a character that suits your unique playstyle. Audio files. Much like Fallout 3, New Vegas gives you access to an awesome radio station, except this time it's DJ'd by the silver-tongued Mr. New Vegas instead of Three Dog. His dynamic commentary that adjusts to your deeds or misdeeds throughout the course of the game, and the excellent oldies music he plays are like sex for your ears. To sweeten the deal, New Vegas places several subtle audio nuances in the game. Gunshots constantly echo over the ridgelines in the distance, letting you know that danger is never really that far away. And the idle chatter and white noise in bars, clubs, and other public areas really helps you feel as though you're there.
Don't you? Ladies and gentlemen, this next song goes out from me to you.
On the negative side of the house, we'll start with action junkies. While Fallout New Vegas is part shooter, you really can't escape using its Vault-Tec assisted targeting system, or VATS. New Vegas's controls are not sharp enough to allow you to play this like a first-person shooter. Also, depending on how you play, you may find yourself doing more talking than fighting to solve problems. After all, New Vegas is also part RPG. In short, don't expect to find a heavy dose of gunplay throughout the game, unless you play like an asshole, which can be fun too. Strategists. The VAT system is very functional, and often it's fun to watch your enemies explode into a bloody mess in slow motion. However, VATS in and of itself doesn't force you to use varying tactics. Winning fights usually only requires that you target an enemy in areas with a high hit percentage and then fire away. This is especially true when you're closer to the end of the game and at max level. The bottom line here is that you get out what you put in. New Vegas's VATS provides you a tactical system, but it rarely punishes or rewards you for using it. The visualist category could go either way. Simply put, Fallout New Vegas ain't much to look at from a technical perspective. On the flip side, the artist did a great job of creating a desolate world that really looks like it's been hammered by nuclear war and the evil that men do. Whether or not you dig New Vegas as a visualist really depends on whether you prefer sheer beauty or style. Overall, Fallout New Vegas is as great as you make it. Playing it vanilla and sticking only to the main story will probably make your experience feel more like an errand-running simulator than a bustling, action-driven role-playing game. That said, know that Fallout New Vegas is definitely more RPG than shooter. If you're looking for action and mayhem to be as plentiful as the narrative-driven events, you may be better served looking elsewhere or planning to play the game as a cold-blooded killer with little regard for the NPCs who drive the game's subplots.
Alloy 7.